just an awesome college basketball game from start to finish. Our fans were awesome. It was great to have, them loud and proud. It's our fourth game in 10 days. It's a young team. We just kept fighting in the game. Finally out-rebounded the team. We took care of the ball. These guys were awesome. And Dylan Grant was sick for the last 3 days, and he had the best plus-minus on the team. And, he wasn't himself, but he gave us everything. We needed everybody, foul trouble, everything. Northwestern's been very good in all their games. They've been a team that's so well coached, and Martinelli he's the leading scorer in the country, and everyone's guarded him every different way. I did think we did a decent job on him. 34 points doesn't say that, and 12 rebounds, but he's efficient. He's really, really good. He's been around the league. So, just a great Rutgers win, and figured out a way. Proud of these guys. We're getting better, and, earned a couple days off, which they need.
Steve, you asked a lot of Darren in this game to deal with Martinelli. You've been harping on his rebounding. He had the two biggest rebounds of the game, and then the block. What do you want to say about his performance and the way he finished?
Well, I will tell you, yesterday he wanted the matchup, and, when Dylan Grant was out, I knew it was going to be a big night, and he stayed out of foul trouble too, because Martinelli does a great job of getting people in foul trouble, but made big free throw. How about the block at the end? I mean, he's practicing better. He's just doing a better job in all areas, and just real proud of him. He took on the challenge of the best player, best scorer in the country, and it's not an easy task, and he did a great job too. So. Really thankful, and his improvement's been dramatic.
You guys win a second straight home game in overtime. Just talk about how, not just to win once in overtime last week, but again, a second straight time, how this, built resilience and character for your team.
Yeah, it really did, and we were down a lot today, but, talked to these guys a lot, and they know this. They're tired of hearing me. It's rebounds and it's turnovers, and we did a great job in both those areas tonight to get us. And we made plays when we had to. I mean, J. Mike made a huge three from the corner, hits that shot clock one going down. What can you say about Reek? Just comes off the bench and – was unguardable, and had it going again. Just got to the line 9 times, which helps us a great deal. So, everyone chipped in, great team win, and we needed the entire roster tonight, and, they earned a good day.
You started Bryce at center, and he played most of the minutes at center. What was the thinking behind that, and how do you think he did?
Yeah, the matchups. So, they play, forward, and Martinelli's their center, so I wanted June in the lineup. DG was sick, so, and he was good when their big guy came in. He came in, did a good job. He's talented, too. So, Bryce has been playing a lot, but he can switch and play different perimeter guys.
Obviously, you talked about the rebounding countless times. Got a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. Then Northwestern started to get on the glass. How do you like how your team adjusted throughout the game with trying to get that advantage on the rebound?
Yeah, we out-rebounded, Big Ten team. It's a big step for us because we haven't been, but the guys know it. They know how important it is. They're starting to, catch on, and it's a 45-minute league. I always say 40-minute league, but, you just look at the scores, and Northwestern and Michigan State, they're up big at Michigan State at halftime, and, it just comes down to a few possessions and a few plays, and we were able to get a couple more than them tonight. But the backboard's so huge to, our success.
Christian.
42 points off the bench for you guys. I know you talk about Tariq with his 30 points. Some of these guys going to start giving you some questions and some things for greater playing time and maybe some starts?
Yeah, well, Tariq, played 35 minutes tonight, so the only time I pulled him out was when he was tired. But he's in a good groove. He's given us, tremendous minutes, and we have to compete, every day. And tonight it was his night and June's night. Some other nights it's been J. Mike's night and Dylan Grant's night, and that's the kind of team we are and stuff. But these guys are getting better. They're learning. They're accepting, whatever roles. And who plays well plays a lot. So it's kind of, when you look at the minutes, the guys that played well played a lot.
Right here and then Jerry.
What was the strategy against Martinelli in the pick and roll tonight?
We had a few different things that we wanted to do. I thought we did a really good job of hard hedging them as one of our, and made sure that he didn't. But I will tell you, with 2 days to prepare, and I've watched every team guard him a different way, and none of them have been successful. I think he scored 20 or more points in every game but 2. He's a professional scorer. He really is. He's an angle guy. He makes free throws. He's efficient. He's just really, really unique. And I thought June, did a really good job. Our guards had to get over on screen coverage. We red sometimes. We ice on one side of the court. So we tried a little bit of everything, but I thought our hard hedges were the best. We kind of switched to that down the stretch, and that kind of helped him a little bit. But he scores in a lot of ways, too, and you got to guard him from three-point land, too. Yeah.
You held Northwestern to 40% shooting after halftime. You won the game on a defensive play. What is this kind of message or teaching moment is this for your team about winning a game with defense?
Yeah, I mean, huge. And I thought, once we settled down after the first 10 minutes, I thought our defense was pretty good, and they're a really good offensive team. And they're very, very efficient. So we're getting better. We're not where I want it to be, but the rebounds is a huge part of this. And scoring 77 points, too, means we didn't turn the ball over. So there's a lot of good things come. I want us to get to the free throw line even more. I know we went 27 times. They actually went 29 times, and that helps our defense, too, because we can switch up some different things and give them some different looks. But we're trying to get better. We're really trying to get better. It's a young group, again, that hadn't been in these environments. And Jersey Mike's was great for us tonight, too. Man, people were awesome. So I'm thankful for the crowd.
I want to ask you about Governor Dick Cody. He died over the weekend. He's been in a second row seat here for over 10 years. I'm sure you knew him. What would you like to say about him in his support of college basketball?
Sad day, and obviously, prayers go out, to his family. But he was good for all sports in New Jersey. He was an advocate for youth sports. He was, college sports, everything, and really helpful, obviously, when the APC, when we were building it. And, you need friends in high places to get some stuff done here on this, campus. But just really, a great guy. He was a season ticket holder for 10 years here at Rutgers, and I'm real proud that, he came and supported us. And, it's just it's a sad day for New Jersey when a good person that had the best interest of everybody, passes on. But very thankful, for all he did for youth sports, for high school sports, he was a sports advocate, and, probably one of his legacies. Thank you.
Chris Nowoli played 12 minutes, had 5 points, 4 rebounds. No, he hasn't seen the floor a whole lot and got in foul trouble today, but what would you like from him out there, especially in that first half where you guys kind of got back into the game, and where do you see him in the future for this
Chris
team?
Is getting better and better. He's playing more and more every night, He was ready to help us, and he's another guy who had to guard Martinelli. It's a tough matchup for him and stuff, but he's getting more and more comfortable. He's practicing better. Got a lot of forwards, so like he got to figure, out. But he stepped out and hit a big 3 tonight and played with some great energy, and he played well. So he, played a lot of minutes, which was good.
Thanks, guys.
Guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys.